Justin Baldoni's team is taking many hits and many threats as his co-founder Steve Sorowitz's home was just lit on fire and his daughter threatened to be kidnapped if they didn't give him $80,000. The FBI and local authorities are speaking out. It's a wild story. We're going to get into all of it. We're also going to dive into Prince Harry, who's now been blackballed, and Bravo just announced a number of new shows that are coming to the network, so we'll dive into those too. Let's get it. You're listening to No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. Welcome on in, welcome on in, welcome on in, everybody in the club. What's up, guys? Welcome on in. Wild Sorowitz story that we'll get into because it was all done in the name of Blake Lively. So there's no connection to Blake Lively directly, but it is wild, 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 and just kind of crazy and creepy. We'll get into a lot of it and a lot of the crazy messages that people are sending Baldoni and his team in Blake's honor, which is just wackadoodle crazy. But on top of that, Bravo announced their new shows, bunch of new shows that are coming back, which I'm excited to get into. And then we'll talk about Prince Harry. But I really want to tell you guys that I just finished Vanderpump Villa. I just watched the reunion. It's out today, so you can watch it right now. Watched the reunion. Season 2 of Vanderpump Villa is good. The reunion is super juicy. And I have Hannah and Hagen that are on the podcast. The interview is going to drop next week. But when I tell you, they dish so much tea, like so much tea that I had to cut some. The Hulu publicist made me cut something out of the interview. That's how you know how juicy the interview is going to be. So if you haven't yet watched Hulu's Vanderpump Villa season 2 and the reunion, I highly suggest you binge it this weekend so we can discuss it next week because there's just so much. Hannah is obviously, I think, the queen of Vanderpump Villa, and then Hagen, he's they call the internet has labeled him the demon twink, and they're loving him and his shade and his sassiness. So I have both of them in my hot seats, and they're spilling all sorts of tea. So binge Vanderpump Villa, and then I got screeners for the new season of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And when I tell you guys, this new season is like wild, wackadoodle, crazy, so good, so juicy, like better than the first season. I mean, I guess it's been a minute since I watched the first season. And like I said, the first season, I also watched it all in a complete binge, but now season 2's out. I'm only through episodes 1 and 2, but my gosh, when I tell you this new season is just like, I can't say anything about it other than the trailer doesn't even sell you on all the drama that's to come and how messy the wives are. And then the crossover with Vanderpump Villa and the Mom Talk Wives. Like, it's all so crazy. Are these shows scripted or real? Like the Mormon Wives is a reality show. And you would think it's scripted by how crazy it is, but it's just wild. Sharon says, I couldn't get into the Mormon Wives. You have to get in. Like, season 1 was good, but like season 2, and then you have to watch Vanderpump Villa with it because obviously the Mormon wives go into the villa, and then there's like a thing between Demi and Marciano, and tea that gets spilled about that. Like, it's just so. Stay tuned for my interview with Hannah. I I can't say too much, but yeah, it's wild. You know what it reminds me of? Mormon Wives reminds me, and I guess with this like mix of Vanderpump Villa, it gives me like Summer House meets OG Vanderpump Rules, right? Like everybody's messy, everybody's scrappy. You have people that are like stirring the pot just to stir the pot, but you're like, oh, that was a really good pot stir. It's I can't. I can't. The Mormon Wives go onto Vanderpump Villa. Yeah, they go to Vanderpump Villa for I think 1 or 2 of the episodes. It's crazy. Wicked Smat says, I'm an ex-mo ex-Mormon. You want to see how unaware, try hard, and awkward religion is? Watch Secret Lives. Yikes. Yeah, because well, here's the other thing. They're actually Mormon. Whereas on like Real Houses of Salt Lake City, I was out to dinner last night, and I was trying to explain it to someone. I was like, Salt Lake City housewives, like you were expecting it to be about like the Mormon wives and the wife swapping and all of that sort of stuff, but it really wasn't. Like they kind of tried to give us some of that when Meredith and Seth were in like their open arrangement in the first season, but this one is just it's good. It's good. Kelly says you're promoting the shows that I'm never going to watch. Listen, then you're missing out because there's not a whole lot of other good stuff on TV at the moment that's like unscripted reality. This one's it's just everybody's scrappy and messy. So they have a crossover with Vanderpump Villa, Marciano scandal. Yes, remember when Marciano was in the comments, and then Sheena Shea's in the middle of all of it. And then we FaceTimed Sheena in studio, and that was kind of awkward because, like, one, it was her birthday. So Hannah wanted to FaceTime her and be like, let's wish her happy birthday. So we FaceTimed her to wish her a happy birthday. But it was like so awkward because I haven't really talked to Sheena since all of the drama went down with MJ and Up and Adam, and that got messy. And I don't know. It's just one big. And then I saw yesterday Lala was on her podcast talking about the Kristen Doty drama that stemmed from my live show, my Thanksgiving live show at the Bourbon Room. There's just so much drama and so many layers, and somehow we always end up back at the Bourbon Room. Oh man, welcome to the life of no filter. It's crazy. Um, Yeah, Annabella says, I go to your podcast because of all the Blake and Justin drama, but I haven't watched any of those shows. I'm telling you, you have this weekend. This weekend, binge Vanderpump Villa on Hulu, and then next week, watch, I believe the first 3 episodes of Mormon Wives are dropping, and they're going to drop them in threes, is what I think they might be doing. Or maybe it's 3 and then weekly. I'm not sure how the airing schedule is, but it's crazy, crazy. Why is Brock on the Valley now? Brock is on, yeah, I don't know. Michelle says it ends with the Bourbon Room. Well, no, the Bourbon Room's over. There's no more Bourbon Room, guys. The Bourbon Room's gone, which made me so sad. I didn't realize that when was the last time I went to the Bourbon? I think it was for Kempire's show, like back in November. And then come January, I think the Bourbon Room like was gonna get bought out and it's been like temporarily closed, but it hasn't reopened. It's crazy. Mel says these Mormon wives have been revealing clothes and sleeping with each other's husband. Isn't that like no for Mormons? Well, here's the thing. They're like actually Mormons. They break all the rules, but they don't drink, but they do ketamine. Like it's so crazy. Who's your favorite on Vanderpump Villa? Actually, my favorite is Hannah. I did love Hannah. And Hagen was a lot of fun too. So I was actually excited that those are the 2 that I got in studio. And then today I'm interviewing the Mormon wives. It's it's gonna be good. It's gonna be juicy. That's what I'm saying. You guys have to watch the shows now so that we're all on the same page. And we're gonna have to maybe tomorrow on Friday we'll concur about the Vanderpump Villa reunion. We'll have to talk about the reunion tomorrow, so make sure you watch and do all the things. Okay. Um, whew. Choo, 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 choo. So yeah, yeah. I love Hagen too. Hagen's great. They find loopholes like soaking. Yeah, if you know, you know. Soaking is, we're technically because I guess when you're doing boom boom in the bedroom, there's like going in and out of the front door. You're like you're entering and exiting, and technically that's a no. But if you just enter the front door and you just stay in the foyer, then I guess it's not bad. So I don't know. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. Okay, let's dive into this crazy wackadoodle story with Steve Sorowitz and Justin Baldoni's team and the threats that they've been getting. Because this story is so crazy. It almost doesn't feel real. So let's dive into that. The FBI and local authorities in Illinois have spoken out about it. So let's get into that. But first, a quick message from this week's sponsors. Ever wonder why your brain feels foggy, even when you're eating clean and exercising? It might not be burnout. It could be parasites. Groundbreaking research from Dr. Alan McDonald reveals a direct link between chronic parasitic infections and neurological diseases like multiple sclerosis. Parasites can cause inflammation, nerve damage, and long-term cognitive decline. Even more reason to do a full body cleanse at least once this year. The Wellness Company has a solution for you. Ivermectin plus mebendazole, the gold standard parasite solution now combined in one cleanse combo, designed to eliminate harmful invaders and support your immune system naturally. It's medical grade and it's not some trendy herbal gimmick. Fill out a quick intake form and get a 3-month supply shipped straight to your door. Maha is officially here, and the Wellness Company is making hard to get medications digitally accessible so that you can live your best life. Head to twc.health/nofilter and use code NOFILTER to save $90 off plus free shipping. That's twc.health/nofilter blackballed.health/no-filter. Use code NOFILTER. Cleanse your body today, US residents only. This episode is sponsored in part by Ashwa Mag. So how you feeling lately? A bit stressed, overwhelmed, anxious? Staying mentally fit and emotionally resilient in this increasingly complex world can be tough. Well, you don't have to go at it alone. Let me tell you about Ashwa Mag, the #1 selling natural mood and emotional health support supplement. Formulated by top nutritional psychologists, Ashwa Mag combines clinically tested organic ashwagandha, 2 types of magnesium, L-theanine, and vitamin B6, all of which support a healthy nervous system by targeting the root causes of anxious feelings and poor mood. In just 30 days, 84% of users reported better sleep, while 90% saw an overall mood improvement after 3 months. Listen, ashwagandha has been one of my secrets. I've been taking it for over 10 years now. That, in combination with magnesium and L-theanine, 3 supplements that I've been fans of for many, many years. And I love that you don't have to buy multiple products. It's all together in one product, right? It's one supplement that has ashwagandha, magnesium, L-theanine, and the added benefits of vitamin B6. That combo is muy perfecto. Drug-free, Ashwamag can help you feel calm, relaxed, and focused, supporting feel-good neurotransmitters while lowering cortisol levels naturally. We love to lower cortisol. Am I right? Don't let stress control your life. Try Ashwamag risk-free with an exclusive offer for the Zack pack. Are you ready? Go to ashwamag.com. That's ASHWAMAG.com and use discount code NOFILTER at checkout to get 20% off your first order and free shipping. Okay, that's discount code NOFILTER, NOFILTER, at ashwamag.com. Terms apply. Ashwamag is nutrition for a better mood. So go right now. Visit ashwamag.com and use my special code NOFILTER for 20% off your first order and free shipping. Terms apply. All right, let's dive into this wackadoodle crazy story um, regarding Steve Sorowitz. So this came out, and it's up, or actually not surprisingly, by any mainstream media. Legacy media, of course, is going to run a story if there's something that happened. If Blake Lively breaks a nail, they'll find a way to turn her into a victim. But Steve Sorowitz can have a man, light a fire in front of his house and threaten his daughter, and that's suddenly not a big deal. So when it comes to Sorowitz, he lives in Illinois. I'm not going to give out any of his personal info or details, but he lives in Illinois and he was getting threats. It was very Pretty Little Liars. He was getting strange text messages that were sent to him, to his wife, and to his daughter asking for $80,000, which doesn't really seem like a lot of money, but I guess it is. And then next thing you know it, they found one of their trash cans was lit on fire right in front of their home, right on their lawn. And then there were threats of them. So actually, let me start. So this man started the fire. He's since been caught. He's facing trial, so everything has been resolved now. But so he started texting Steve, his wife, and the daughter. And so I'll just read you some of the text messages. So first, the threat started with the trash can that was set on fire on their lawn. And then a text message came in and says, "If you fail to comply, we will take your daughter hostage and she won't make graduation. At that point, we will ask for more money. If you guys are prepared to spend $100 million to ruin the lives of Miss Lively and her family, then we're sure you can spare a few for your daughter." So the threat was, give me $80,000 and I'll spare your daughter. Uh-oh. Why is my okay, hold on, guys. Sorry, it seems like there's an audio issue. One sec. Sounds fine. Exit and rejoin. Okay. Okay, so yeah, if there's a glitch on the audio, just try to refresh and it should be fine. So I'll retake that so when we edit it, it'll be good. Okay, so trash can gets lit on fire, and then Sorowitz and his family get this flood of text messages. So the first one was, "If you fail to comply, We will take your daughter hostage and she won't make it to graduation. At that point, we will ask for more money. If you guys are prepared to spend 100 million to ruin the lives of Miss Lively and her family, we're sure you can spare a few for your daughter. So the threat was they wanted $80,000, or this one person, $80,000. And then, isn't it weird how there's always like a weird audio glitch whenever there's like a big juicy Blake story? But so this man, that was the first message that was sent. It was the extortion, give me 80 grand, and specifically referencing Blake Lively and saying, if you're going to spend all that money on her, you can throw a little cash my way. Now, FBI has investigated this, local authorities have investigated this. It does not appear that Blake Lively was involved in this. It doesn't appear that Blake or her team had any sort of, they didn't pay this man. From what we understand, it kind of just seems like he's somebody that maybe was reading what was going on, saw that the Sarowitz family was very wealthy, and then decided he was going to go rogue and make these threats. But so that was the first one. And then a day later, a text message went directly to his daughter. This is crazy. So his daughter gets this message. Okay, Miss Honor Roll, we know you're at blank, which is the address that she was at. We know you're at this address, but the address has been redacted. Okay, Miss Honor Roll, we know you're at this address. You guys are not untouchable. You can upgrade your security all you want, and that still won't stop us. We're prepared to ruin all of your lives over a little bit of money. The next fire we start will be from inside. So now this is directly to Steve Sorowitz's daughter. So first he threatened to take the daughter if they didn't give the 80,000. Then they're texting the daughter being like, I know where you're at. Doesn't matter how much security you beef up, we're coming for you. And the next fire that we light is not going to be on your lawn. It's going to be from inside your own home. More text messages went to the daughter. More text messages went to the mother, who's Sarowitz's wife. It was crazy. Um, Here's another message that came in. We gave you guys time to consider our offer. Remember, no one is untouchable, not even you guys. You can have someone post it at night. You can leave the lights on. You can upgrade your security, and we will still get by. Understand, we took precautions to stay hidden, and we are prepared to ruin all of your lives. We're not asking for millions, just $80,000. That's nothing to you people. We can do this the easy way, and nobody has to know. All you guys have to do is drop off the money at a public location and we disappear. Simple as that. If you'd like to go against us, then so be it. We will not stop. The next fire will be from inside the premises, or we can go to, and then the name's redacted, but it's the daughter's name, or maybe we can go to her. Amputate a man's leg and he can still feel it tickling. Tell us, when your little girl is on the slab, where will it tickle you? That's creepy. The next fire from inside the premises, or maybe we can go to your daughter. Amputate a man's leg and he can still feel it tickle. Tell us, when your little girl is on the slab, where will it tickle you? This is just creepy, right? So the FBI ended up working with local police, and they were able to find out who was sending the messages, and so they ended up linking it back to a local public library. So I guess this man, his name is Eduardo Argon. He's 25, which is wild because he looks way older than me. But so he's this 25-year-old man, and he, I guess, was sending these messages from the library so that he could use the library's free Wi-Fi. So I guess if they track the IP, it goes back to the library rather than like his own personal one. But he ultimately ended up confessing to authorities, saying that yes, he's the one that started the fire. He admitted to going to the library and sending the messages over their Wi-Fi. He was the one that was demanding $80,000 to kidnap, or he was going to kidnap the daughter. He said that he's been out of work for 2 years and just needed the money. Imagine like being this broke and desperate. Or is there more to the story? Like that to me is just, it's weird. It's so strange to me. Emily Clark says, also, they had the daughter's current address, which means they had eyes on her. $80,000 is very specific. Interesting. Interesting would it be interested to find out if Blake Lively or Ryan Reynolds had recently lost $80,000 or more? I don't know. It's a very specific number. I don't know if I think $80,000. No, it is a very specific number. But but it seems kind of weird that Blake and Ryan would be involved in something like this. It is also random that he references them, but it does make sense that maybe he was in a tight bind. Maybe he needed 80,000 for real estate in Pakistan. I don't know. 100K for real estate. What 100K for real estate. So, I don't know. Blake and Ryan wouldn't bother with this. They just launch a Tim Horton special. Yeah. Yeah, they're doing fine. They just launched breakfast. But it does seem strange. It's a very specific amount of money. Maybe there was a debt, a loan, something that needed to be paid. He's like, "These people are wealthy. I just have to dig up some info on them." But he was a young guy, 25, and the threats in the messages were just so weird, like, "I'm gonna light a fire inside your house. I know where your daughter's at. Hey, Miss Honor Roll, you're not gonna make it to graduation." Like, to me, the threats were just so creepy. I mean, I guess any threat and any sort of form of extortion is creepy, but, like, it just seemed like they really wanted to spook them, but, I mean, even if I were the Sorowitz family, and obviously to them, $80,000 is nothing, but at that same time, $80,000, like, if you drop off that money, you really don't have any guarantee that these people are gonna stop, especially when they're like, "We won't stop. We'll keep finding you. We'll light a fire from inside your house. We have eyes on your daughter. We know she's at this location." Like, to me, it's so big and ominous and threatening, just a disturbed person trying to insert themselves. Yeah, I agree, share insight. Jaden Amber says, Sorowitz is like a surgeon, exceedingly kind to good people, relentless at bringing bad people and bad behavior down. Yeah. Nothing about them would surprise me. Cut the funding and case closed. They win, egos intact. Yeah. I mean, yeah. But so Sorowitz isn't even the only one that's been receiving these crazy messages. According to page six, or no, sorry, not page six, according to the Daily Mail, Jennifer Abel and Melissa Nathan have been receiving crazy messages as well, because obviously Blake Lively and one of her legal filings like outed people's personal information and outed addresses, and so that's also been wild. Here's one email that came in to Jennifer Abel. Jen, you are literally one of the evilest people in the world, terrorist evil. Your Blake Lively campaign is on par with something you'd expect from Trump and his decuples, decuples. It's a big word for a dumb person. I realize that being called a public relations terrorist is probably sending you into a mild blank. It's not meant as a compliment. Oh, okay. One can only hope that you have the worst Christmas and that Hollywood realized that you are the Hitler of publicists. Your response was an insult to any person with an ounce of intelligence and the equivalent of a junior PR student's ramblings. It was the joking of people, and you did nothing one would expect from an amateur in the business. The only hope is the studios treat you like the scum, flesh eating, vile creature that you are and cancel you. So this, I'm assuming, was right after Blake Lively dropped her CRD complaint because it references Christmas and saying that I want you to have the worst Christmas. There were other ones. This one says they will bury you. A message for Melissa Nathan. Dear Tag PR, this is a message from Melissa Nathan who said we can bury anyone. Melissa, I have more knowledge than you do about Hollywood, knowing the dirty secrets of many directors and influential people up in the White House, because I am clothed in black. Some of the directors may know what that means, but you go attacking good people like Blake Lively. Be sure of this. There are no secrets those of us clothed in the dark, in the darkest black of night, do not know. And one day we will share those secrets in a forced public press meeting to the whole world in a foreign country with the help of technology you have no understanding of. Okay, this sounds stupid. Okay, you sound like you don't even know, like you're in the darkest clothes. Like it's dumb, but it's also creepy. You're gonna hold a press conference in a foreign country and tell all the Okay. Um, in in that day, the corrupt in Hollywood will realize their codes, cues, keys, and triggers in their films will fall back on their own heads, and the vile acts against children will throw them into darkness. Do not play with Blake Lively. Time is ours, as in the night. We are above every government on earth and even NASA. Next time you want to crush someone like Blake Lively, think again. We will work in ways you will never know. Ooh, creepy. We have other messages. um, they're guillotines in blank for all of you disgusting liars intentionally spreading deceitful misinformation about innocent people. Are you all brain dead, or are you Zionist Israeli Jews doing your job naturally as terrorists in every aspect, whether it be in entertainment or politics? You all know you've done unethical work for evil people. It's crazy. Here's another one. Stupid, blank, pathetic excuse for a woman. You really protected an abuser and carried out a smear campaign against another woman trying to silence her, huh? How do you sleep at night? Probably just fine. Disgusting human beings like you feel any remorse. And then you and your little PR company thought that you would involve Taylor Swift's name in your smear campaign. You actually thought that you can do that, huh? Oh, baby, I hope all the disgusting things you did for a check come right around to you. I hope your life is miserable. I hope you experience the worst pain ever. I hope you get everything you did to Blake Lively, and I hope it's doubled. That's crazy. Like, these messages are truly insane. Truly insane. This person reads one manifesto and decides to run with it. It's wild, you know? The way she communicates. All of this is because some D-list actress who isn't worth watching a movie, TV, or walk the red carpet. It's so wild. Like, I don't even understand why these people are so loyal to Blake. I didn't even realize she had fans this, like, obsessed with her. It's just it's so insane to me. We league. We are anonymous. LOL. Yeah, that's the part that's funny. We are in black. We're in the shadows. One day we're going to host a press conference in a foreign country. We're above all the foreign governments, and but we still have to go to another foreign country that's not the US to hide from you, because even though we're above all the governments and we're above everything and you don't know who we are because we lurk in the shadow. Like, what? It's so stupid. It's all so dumb. Someone is legit practicing a Stanley Kubrick screenwriting. What are they fans of exactly? I don't really know. Another wannabe dragon. Yeah, that kind of seems like what it is. I'm telling you, Jones is all over the bad things. That's the part that kind of feels weird to me. Like, it just feels like somebody was behind this. I feel like the smear campaign or the coordination did not come from the Baldoni camp. It came from the other side. Hilarious. People are weird. People are so weird. I mean, these crazy evil messages are one thing, but the Sorowitz stuff where the man was like threatening the daughter and like being like, I have your address. And, if you don't give me $80,000, well, it's like, even at that point, like $80,000. Like, again, like you guys said, it's a very specific number. But also at the same time, I'm like, well, is is it really this important? Like, I don't know. Why don't you go get a job? You're 25, like, you can get a job. You can, if you're in a little debt, you can get out of debt with a good little job, you know? Cute little bump. Congrats on your little bump. Congrats on your little job. Don't read the vicious comments because it could trigger other people to act out more negatively. I agree. I mean, well, it's a little too late for that, user 5877. We already read them. Oh, man. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. So, uh Sharsty Flaw posted an email today that she got in March. The person threatened to burn her apartment and put her address and phone number in the email. That's crazy. How do people get all these death threats? I don't get. Well, I mean, I don't pay attention to mean things people say about me. I kind of just am like, oh, that looks a little crazy, and I just kind of move on from it. I don't stay stuck in the death threats. And then again, like, any of the emails and stuff don't come to me directly. So if I am getting mean, evil, vile threats, I'm getting they go to my manager, just so you know. All the emails don't come to me directly. They go to David. Send it to Daryl. Send it to David. So if we are getting anything crazy, I wouldn't know. Someone found Lauren from Court of Random Opinion and tried to get her fired. That's crazy. We stay in our own lane. That we do. We listen and we don't judge out loud. Oof. All right, let's move on from Baldoni and Sorowitz and Blake Lively. Let's talk about Prince Harry because apparently he's being blackballed by the royal family because they don't trust him or Meghan Markle, according to page 6. So I think it's funny. So here's what the source claims about Prince Harry. He says, I genuinely think nobody trusts Harry, and that's the bottom line. The royal family has major trust issues with him, and that's what's at the heart of everything. They don't trust him and Meghan, and that's why they can't have a relationship. Maybe there's room to forgive, but they won't forget. Forgiveness and trust are two different things. I kind of agree with this because if you Harry and Meghan have completely miscategorized things in the past. Remember, they were like, "Oh my god," they asked what color the baby's skin was going to be when before Archie was born, and then like somebody made a joke about him being born with a red afro, which I'm just like, what, like Carrot Top? Come on, like Carrot Top has a curly fro and he has red hair. Like it's weird. I don't trust them. Like they've been willing to give an exclusive in a book, in a sit-down interview with Oprah. Like these two are so willing to just throw anyone under the bus for any little reason if they feel threatened in some way. And like, nah, sorry, not today, Satan, not today. Nope, not buying it. Thank you, next. Sorry, Harry and Meghan. If the royal family has blocked you in some way, good. They should. He did his BBC interview because, anytime Prince Harry wants you to respect his privacy, he's going to do an exclusive sit down interview somewhere. And so that's what he did. And he said that, he knows that his father doesn't have much longer. But it's like, well, if you know your father doesn't have much longer, then like, why do you keep trying to throw shots at the royal family? To me, it's just dumb. Um, Hugo Vickers, I guess, also gave a comment and said, I have total sympathy with the royal family. Harry is quite like his mother. One day when I was at Buckingham Palace, I was shown the letter that Prince Philip wrote to Diana, in which he said, every time Charles talks to you, it's in the Daily Mail the next day. I feel like a lot of people didn't like, what's her name? Diana either, Princess Diana, which is kind of I don't know much about her. All I know is obviously, stuff about her now. Like I was too young when did she die? Was I alive? When did Princess, oh, that's Diana. 97. So I was born in 93. So I was 5. I was 5 when Diana died. Like I vaguely remember like there being talk about it and it being crazy, but I wasn't too familiar with her at that point. But I do know that a lot of people were not fans of Diana. And I guess I understand because she definitely seemed to have a close relationship with the press. She seemed to be like the press loved her, but she also seemed to know how to use the press to her benefit. But I don't know. My mom loved her. We are Americans, and her crash was sus. Yeah, I feel like Americans really loved her, and I kind of feel like that's what it was like for Megan, and I think they were hoping for that same thing, that Megan would be loved the way Diana was loved, and then she wasn't, and they were like, "Oh, was it because she's black?" And it's like, "Well, is she though?" But I don't know. Mel says, "I was a 9 and it was a big deal." I was only 5. I do remember it being a big deal. I didn't know much about her. Oh, yes. Piers Morgan was just on the Skinny Confidential. I saw clips of it. That's where I saw it about her. And he was saying that the press loved Diana and Diana loved the press, and she very much knew how to use the press to her benefit. Yes, I do want to listen to that because I saw clips of it on social media, and it does look like a really good, it does look like a very good interview. I do like Piers Morgan. I would love to have him on. I want to have Piers Morgan on. I want to have Billy Bush on. I want to get into all of that. Okay, let's dish on a little Bravo news, shall we? Bravo just made an announcement that they have some new shows coming. Dun dun dun. Dun. So Bravo has announced that they have 4 new shows that are coming to Bravo, I'm assuming later this year. They have The Real Housewives of Rhode Island, Ladies of London, The Valley Persian Style, which is a working title, and then Wife Swap, The Real Housewives Edition. So everyone's talking about Housewives of Rhode Island, and I'm just gonna say it out the gate. I don't really care. I've always said we don't need another housewife. We don't need another city. Like I think we're so um overwhelmed and over fatigued right now. Ladies of London, cute. Um, don't we? Ladies of London is the one that was announced last year, right? And originally that was going to be on Hey You, and I guess now it's coming to Bravo, Ladies of London. So let's Ladies of London. So is it a reboot? Because didn't they already have Ladies of London, and that was with Caroline Stanbury? That was a show already, but I guess now it's a reboot of Ladies of London. Interesting. But wasn't there another there was a Real Housewives of London, wasn't there? Or is this it? Like, it was Real Housewives of London, and then now it's Ladies of London? They're just rebooting it with the same old name? Ladies of Real Housewives of London will be on Hey You. Okay, so I'm mixing them up. So this is not the same show then. So we'll have Ladies of London that'll be on Bravo, and then we have the Real Housewives of London, which is gonna air in another country on Hey You. Got it. But then we also have The Valley, and so The Valley Persian Style, that's the working title, it's not the official name yet, but The Valley Persian Style, that's gonna be based off of Gigi, Reza, and MJ from Shahs of Sunset. So it's a Shahs of Sunset reboot, essentially, just with the new name, without Mike. Without Mike, without Paulina, without all that drama. Drama. And then I guess this next one I'm the most excited about, Wife Swap, the Housewives edition. I think that's kind of fun, where you have the housewives swap cities and live in in another housewife's house. I think that's fun. I think the original concept of wife swap was really fun. I used to like watching it back in the day when they did Celebrity Wife Swap. I thought that was fun, and now that they're doing the Real Housewives edition, I actually think this will be a fun, campy, like enjoyable show. So no drama, no show. There will be drama. Well, I think yeah. I don't know if there'll be drama for sure. Like, who would we wanna see swap? I mean, we would need, like, someone from Atlanta switching with someone from Beverly Hills. That would be a fun time. Ayan from Dubai was so funny on The Traitors. I did like Ayan, on The Traitors. I didn't watch Dubai, but it's okay, nobody watched Dubai. Yeah, Gigi is drama. So Gigi is the reason there was drama between Lala and Kristen at my show, because Gigi was talking smack about Lala on stage, and then Lala was upset that Kristen didn't defend her, because Gigi was talking about like Lala as a mom, and it was a lot. And then I guess Brittany was in the middle of it, because Brittany then is the one that, because I guess Lala saw what Kristen, or what Gigi said, and then Kristen was involved, and then I guess Lala told Brittany like Kristen's dead to me, and then Brittany went and told Kristen that, and then it like completely blew up. Yeah, it was drama. I remember it was drama. I remember talking, or like being. I remember giving Lala and MJ a heads up right after my show about like, "Hey, just so you know, I'm sure clips will go around on social media soon if they are not already. This was said at the show last night. I just want to give you a heads up just in case it gets back to you, and I want you to know, whatever." And I also feel like I defended Kristen in that. But Lala was, I guess, upset with it, because ultimately she did end up seeing the clip, and it, obviously didn't look too good, which I get, I get that. But oof, what a time, guys. What a time. But yeah, just a reminder, if you haven't done so yet, get your tickets to the Zactivated tour. No filter with Zach Peter live in person. Let's get Rebel Rockstar says, read my comment. I need attention. There you go. I'm reading your comment. You got your attention. Love you, mean it. So I'm coming to Dallas, Phoenix, Philadelphia, Toronto, Brooklyn, Chicago, Seattle, Los Angeles. 8 cities, 8 shows, lots of fun. I'm going to be live with all of my pals. Lots of different content creators are coming on tour with me. Donna Bowling's coming to New York, and she's coming to Chicago. So get your tickets to New York and Chicago. Chef Stu is coming to Chicago. The Sidley twins from Twin Talk. If you watch Twin Talk on YouTube, the Sidley twins are going to be at my Seattle show. Spill Sesh, if you guys are friends of Spill Sesh here on YouTube, Spill Sesh is going to be in my LA show. Who else do we got? We have Colonel Kurtz, who's helping me break down all the Baldoni stuff. Colonel Kurtz is coming to my Dallas show. So lots of your favorite creators are coming on the road with me, and lots of your favorite celebs and reality stars will also be at the shows as well. We'll have a panel of like tea spillers where we'll dive into the hottest in the headlines, and then we'll have a very special guest right after. So it's a good time. It's always a good time. It's always a good time. Get your tickets at nofilterlive.com. Go to nofilterlive.com. Nofilterlive.com. Get your tickets. Let me know if and when you do. Drop a comment. Let me know what city you're coming to so I can get ready and excited to see you there. Giorgio says it's going to be in my Philly show. So it's going to be a good time. So come on down. Dallas, Phoenix, Philadelphia, Toronto, Brooklyn, Chicago, Seattle, Los Angeles. Go to nofilterlive.com. That's nofilterlive.com. And I will see you there. All right. Give me a follow at Just Plain Zack. Follow the podcast at No Filter with Zack. Binge Vanderpump Villa. Get ready for Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. All on Hulu. Lots to watch. Lots of good stuff. Binge Vanderpump Villa so we can discuss it. We'll probably have to discuss it next week because I want to I want us to dish on it. Okay. That's all I got for you for today. But enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and I will talk to you later, Skater. Ciao for now. Bye. Bye, 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 bye. Bye, bye.